Hey guys, my name is Nearly Mac Paxton and that was my honest reaction during the screening of the new Luc Besson movie called Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. And boy, it hurts me to say that, but the only thing that prevented me from walking out of the screening and going home was actually the score from Alexandre Desplat and maybe some visuals, but mainly because of the soundtrack. So that really tells you what I think about the movie, and I feel sorry because this movie reportedly costed a lot to make and Luc Besson put some of his own money in it because it was his passion project, so I really wanted this movie to be great and succeed financially. But watching it was a very painful experience. But you are here for a soundtrack review, so let's start with it. So as I said, Valerian is composed by acclaimed French composer Alexandre Desplat, and I was very excited to listen to what he had to offer because lately he scored only smaller drama movies. And while he always did a great job for those films, I was really looking forward for him to compose a big science fiction film. And after he dropped off of scoring Star Wars Rogue One, Valerian felt like a perfect choice to do it. And Alexandre Desplat chose to do an adventure orchestra score for Valerian that isn't very futuristic like the movie itself, but rather a classical type score with only a few synthesized and electronic sounds like in the track called Showtime, but overall this is a classical orchestra soundtrack with a very nice use of woodwind instruments, like in all the tracks that begin with the word Pearl. And if you're familiar with the style and tone of Alexandre Desplat's music, listening to this album you can really tell that it is his soundtrack, so Valerian is a nice continuity of his work. Now what Alexandre Desplat brings to all his scores, and Valerian is no different, that is the quality. Not many film composers can do that quality music and blend it with a story like he does. And that is perhaps the biggest positive for the score for Valerian, because you cannot deny the overall quality of the soundtrack. The other positive is that the music fits to the movie and the story for the most part, but you don't notice it that much in the movie because it's mixed in the background for the most majority of it. But it also has some really nice moments when it takes over. Now those moments are rare, but when they happen they are really great. Like for example the track called Medusa, which plays near the half of the movie. As I also mentioned, all the tracks that begin with the word Pearl are really beautiful and a joy to listen to, so that's another positive. As for the negatives, the score for Valerian is that rare soundtrack that works a lot better when you listen to it on its own, without the movie. Because the music is easy to listen and has some very beautiful moments. But that moments don't come up a lot in the film, and while I already mentioned that the music fits to the movie for the most part, it doesn't enhance the experience of watching it, and I think that the score could have included a lot more futuristic elements in it, like for example the soundtrack for the 2016 film Passengers did. And maybe that will benefit the movie and the action scenes with which I had most problems. I also don't like the old southeastern type marketplace music which you can hear in the tracks called Les Super du Roi or Flight Above the Big Market, because to have that kind of music in a movie that is set in the 28th century is probably not a good idea. But as I said, the soundtrack album itself is very nice to listen and it isn't boring at all, which is actually a big positive. So to sum it all up, the score for Valerian is another quality soundtrack from Alexandre Desplat that has some very beautiful elements and it is easy to listen. But it doesn't enhance the movie and it could have included much more futuristic elements in it, so I'm gonna give it 75 out of 100. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm really thankful for all the support that I'm receiving from you guys, especially in the last month. It really means a lot to me and gives me the motivation to constantly get better and to do this in the future. For those of you new here, feel free to subscribe, check my other soundtrack reviews, click the thumbs up button if you like this particular video and comment. It will all be very much appreciated. Thank you once again and I'll see you next time.